I am Lamont at Large. Today I am in front of the Maple Hill Laundromat on 34th Street here in Kansas City, Kansas, and I'm here to ask a question. Who killed December 2? On November 17th of 2017, December was working at this laundromat here in Kansas City, Kansas. He was shot and killed, and his body was not found until the next morning by the worker coming in. The killing has no motive. There is no suspect. Sadly, there was no cameras inside the business, so we have absolutely no description of the suspect. We don't even know if it's 1, 2, or 3 suspects. We don't know why he was killed. This is as perplexing as anything. The motive was not robbery. I mean, the cops don't know anything at all. This is one of the few murders where it's just, there is no rhyme or reason. No tips have really come in. They have absolutely no suspects. All they have is surveillance images of a couple cars that were driving by the laundromat that night that possibly might have seen something. And as so far, nothing has turned up in the case whatsoever. Usually when you have unsolved murders, there's usually possibly a reason why they were killed. But this boy, he was but he was described by all his friends just very loving, very compassionate. He was a wrestler on his high school team. He was involved in his church, and he sang in the school choir. A very well-behaved young man, very, very loved and liked in school and in his community. I'm trying to come up with words to say something, but there isn't any. I don't know. Now we are at the Highland Park Cemetery here in Kansas City. I am going to show you the final resting place of December 2. December 2, 2001 to 2017. It's kind of a plain grave. I like how they put his picture. Him and his family, they were refugees. They fled a civil war in their country of Myanmar. And December came here when he was around 6 or 7 years old. You know, when you escape Myanmar is a very dangerous country. That being said, not a destination spot for Americans, that's for sure. If Westerners go over there, much less, practically anybody else from around the world, you have a very, very excellent chance of getting robbed, possibly killed. They have pirates there. Just a very bad, war-torn, very poor country. His mother brought him here, fled the Civil War to provide a better life, to get her child away from the dangers in that country, and to bring your son to America and for him to get cut down. It's just, I'm pretty sure she just regrets ever coming to this country, because she lost her baby, and she was, like any mother, very distraught. You could look up on online the news segments about them and her, and them interviewing her. She didn't speak English, but she, through a translator, she said what she wanted to say. But you don't need a translator to see just she was just wrought with emotion, and I felt terrible for his mother. Just, just a disgusting, horrible thing to happen to such a good person. I have a message for the killer. Listen up. December 2 and his family fled the Burmese Civil War in Myanmar to come here for a better life. Very, very dangerous country. And for a mother to bring her children to this country only for her son to be shot and killed by a scumbag such as yourself. This country is a very loving and giving country. We give hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars every year in foreign aid. And we accept refugees from around the world. Whether you are persecuted, whether you fear for your life, the United States is a beacon for all who seek refuge. And you took that young man's life. And I want you to know, you make this country, you make us look bad in the eyes of other countries when they hear stories such as this. I'm afraid this case might never be solved simply for the fact there is very little evidence. There was no surveillance video in the laundromat. I don't know if your intention was to rob him or a thrill killing or what have you. But let me tell you something really quickly. If you think that December was working at that laundromat because he wanted some new shoes or saving up for a new car, no, he was providing for his family. His family was poor and he was helping in the household like any good son would do. He was very well loved and very popular in school. He took his life. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve to die. If anybody out there has any information, please give the Crime Stoppers a call. 816-474-TIPS. That's 816-474-8744. And I'm gonna hope and pray that in due time the killer, maybe some kind of divine spirit of a guilty conscience takes over your heart and you turn yourself in. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. Lamont at Large. I'm signing out.